So what happened to Antoine? He hurt his other bicep?
I don't know. I just saw a post on
No.
Instagram the other day. I log in and he's like, it happened again to my other arm this time. So it wasn't even the arm he tore the first time. It was his other bicep. So I don't know what he was doing.
He didn't make a statement.
Checked. Yeah, he didn't put up a lot of detail. He was just like, it happened a week ago and it sucks, but I'll get through it and it'll be fine. But
yeah, on the positive side, I mean, he fixed his other bicep quite well to the point it was not noticeable on stage. It was barely any size difference, So I'm sure he can fix both, and now it will probably look more symmetrical. But it's as a big bodybuilder, you're just a little bit fragile.
I love that guy, by the way. I love Antoine.
Yeah,
I watch his
videos.
Yeah, I watch his videos about addiction and stuff like that. I love him. I wish I could get him on my podcast. He just strikes me as such a good person, such a open-hearted person. And it breaks my heart that the guy, he went through all of this, and then he comes back to bodybuilding, and life throws him life throws him lemons. He's making lemonade, but he keeps getting lemons. You know what I mean?
Right. And he makes the most of it, He documents the journey back up, and then he competes again. He looks absolutely phenomenal. Makes it to the Olympia stage. Should have placed way higher than he did. Very controversial placing at this year's Olympia, and it's just unfortunate because everybody wants to see the guy succeed. Antoine is like one of the most loved guys in the fitness industry.
Deservedly, yeah. What did he place?
I think out
of the top 10,
14th. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
he has some legs on the bottom. He has big legs. The problem is
great.
His muscle, maybe it's not so round, but he's very big. And he's tall.
Just needs some time. I mean, he had a down period to take care of his addiction. And then you have another down period to take care of your bicep. And now we'll have another down period. So the muscle maturity just doesn't have time to set in because he doesn't have these 5 years in a row where he can just kick ass in the gym. And or if he starts, after this and there's no setbacks, then he can really work on the muscle maturity. And I think what age is the guy? 29, 30?
No, he's like 33 or 32.
He's younger than I am. Yeah.
Might be 30. He might be turning 30.
I think he's born 87, so he's 34. He's older than me by a year. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I used to watch him prepping for the Canadian Nationals, and I was like, he was my goal physique when I wanted to crank my face off. I was like, oh, this guy is the shit. And I literally watched his Simply Shredded videos, and I was like, I want to look like this guy. And then I soon after realized that there was no way it was going to happen because of genetics and because of the sheer drug exposure that I was not willing to put myself through. But for a while, him was like,
I'm not sure you didn't have the genetics, to be honest.
No, I don't. Trust me.
You have some genetics. You have better shoulders than a lot of. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but okay.
Well, that's a lot though in bodybuilding. That's a lot. Yeah. That's the width. I mean, and you also your muscles. I think you're not selling yourself short a bit. But anyway,
maybe I don't know. I've never actually to be honest with myself. I've never actually.
And then not everybody can make the money online. I mean, it doesn't matter how much effort you put in. If you don't have a pleasing physique or a pleasing personality to match, like Antoine, for example, great physique, great personality. How many guys have that combo? You can count it on one hand who have that combo, right? So, and a lot of guys, they go all into the bodybuilding and it never pays off.
What I found interesting is you mentioned the hair. Your hair is like my autoimmune condition. Whenever it's interesting, there's a benefit to having a weakness like that in the sense that when I know I'm doing something unhealthy, I immediately feel like my joint hurts or I get psoriasis. I'm like, okay, my wife won't notice because she doesn't have that, that weakness that she.
Yeah.
Second thing I was going to say is the first time I saw Antoine was much later than you. I was on the GH15 boards and they posted a video one day. I don't know what, this is such a weird video, but I remember it like yesterday. There was a video in Canada of that guy with the big forearms. What's his from animal ads that I had his ads.
Frank McGrath.
Yeah, he was my hero when I was younger. So it was Frank McGrath, I think, or maybe it wasn't him. Yeah, he was in it.
Yeah, they trained together. So
and then Antoine came in, and some other guy who I don't know who he was asking them, "Do you know GH15? Do you know GH15?" And Antoine was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
That's that video at the Toronto Pro with BLP, I think.
Yeah, Bernard Pierre.
Yeah. And that was the first time a pro ever vlogged like an IFBB Pro open show backstage, and it was like next generation content, like seeing what happens backstage with like open IFBB Pro bodybuilders and just like filming everyone like pumping up. And
it was super cool.
Yeah,
she framed McGrath carbing up and then going taking a nap and then carbing up again and going to take a nap. I'm like, oh my god, what kind of life is this? Eating and sleeping.
Imagine trying to be productive and doing like that kind of shit. Not gonna happen.
Oh no, I've coached so many guys now at the World Championships who go through that same process. In the last 2 months, it's the most unpredictable period of your life, before a contest. Really.
Yeah, you can't even have sex, let alone work. Like, you just don't want to do anything.
And you're a moody asshole to be around. I was the same thing whenever I would diet down. It's just impossible behavior.
Well, can we comment on this? Because I noticed a lot of people, this is off topic. We're going to go back to the healing from the injury, but there's a lot of people commenting like before diets and bodybuilding, your wife has to tolerate you. You become so bad. It can't just be dieting. Aren't we talking about trenbolone? Aren't we talking about why doesn't anyone?
Yeah, that too.
Of course. The drugs are playing into that majorly. Like I've done maybe 12, 13 diets drug-free, right? Without any steroids, performance-enhancing drugs as a natural bodybuilder, right? Did I look like a bodybuilder? No, not in any way, shape, or form. But I was also moody, in a caloric deficit and doing 2 hours of cardio per day and doing these crash diets because we didn't know any better. Or we followed the pros, but we didn't understand that they were saucing their socks off, and those kinds of diets didn't work for the natural guys. And then you go do a diet with Trenbolone sandwich, and the anger management is way worse. It's impossible. Right. And that's why I came off the trend, a couple of years ago, because my wife said, listen, this is not going to work.
When I was on trend for 6 months, I think I dated a different girl every month. Like every month I would get in a relationship, it would end within the month. I would break up with them thinking that they were like angry at me or some weird paranoid delusion. It was horrible, to be honest. Anyway,
and how many good women did you let go in during this period?
I'm telling every one of them was it was like they were all great women. It was just
so it was not them, it was you or me.
Was that like oil princess of fucking Saudi Arabia or whoever that 10 out of 10 chick was? I forgot who it was.
No,
there's like some famous person.
No, these were not, none of those. These was in LA. Okay. But okay, so let's talk about recovery from. I just thought it would be interesting to mention because we got a lot of questions from this time, for the audience to know, we asked for questions from the subscribers, and we got a lot of questions about recovery from injury. I thought there would be some useful things we could mention. Maybe it would help Antoine also. One of the interesting things I came across in research is that